Hey, it's Peter Jordan on the Lost Angler channel here at Delta Marine and Outfitters and the Lost Angler Fly Shop. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new 2022 NuCanoe Pursuit. We're going to talk about the way I've got my boat set up, the way some things that I've noticed, some changes I've made to make this boat the best boat for me. So hang tight, we'll go through it. So starting here at the back of the boat, I've got a 45 quart cooler here, this Rotomoto cooler. This is an Arctic. And I love this for a lot of reasons. Oh, this is actually, the back crate area on these boats is made so you can actually put a cooler in here. So whenever you have a kayak company or somebody says, hey dude, I've got a fish box in my boat. No, I've got a fish box in my boat, dude. And so when I take friends out, or we've got family or whatever my needs are, let's say we're gonna take a mess of fish home, I've got plenty of room for that. Or if we're going out and we've got kids or whatever, or maybe it's a demo day, I can take all my drinks, snacks, whole 9 yards inside the boat, and it's really easy for me to handle with just one person. So I really like that about it. And this is a space inside the boat that it was made for. I'm gonna pull it out and show you what I mean. So I've got this huge crate area right in here, and this is so nice because this goes right in. And one thing that's neat is I've got the pivot drive in here, and the cooler being in there did not harm the boat's ability to steer or anything like that. So it was definitely made for it. So right back here behind my seat, I've got my fly bag, and I use a waterproof fly bag, so I'm never worried about it getting wet or anything in there getting wet at all. I love that about it. I've got 2 rod holders, and even though I don't use conventional tackle, I love the fact that I can put my big net right back there. Love that. And then I always keep my NuCanoe flag up here. And this has got it so I can turn the light on if I need to. So this is a lot of nice usable space. And on the days when I don't have a big Yeti cooler or whatever, what I end up doing is a lot of times is I'll just take a small cooler right here, and I've still got plenty of room behind. If I'm car topping, a lot of times, which is what I do 95% of the time, back here is actually where I'm going to put my crate, and then my fly bag will move from here to the bow of the boat, and I'll keep a small cooler, like a little soft pack Yeti, for snacks and drinks. Now, some of the changes I've made to the seating situation is I've added the seat kit right in here, so that's a seat height kit. It gets me up, and this puts me in really proper alignment for the pivot drive. But the other thing I've also done is add a locking 360, so if I need to get something out of the back of the boat, I can do that. But when I'm pedaling, my seat stays in position. So I've got myself anchored right here. The next thing I did, and this is something that I really recommend for pretty much anybody that wants to do a Pursuit, and I think definitely the Pursuit is the boat that NuCanoe makes that fits me the best, is I added a set of track right up here, and this is a Yak Attack track. We can add it to the boat very easily. It's inexpensive. And I added myself a cup holder that's easy to get to, and I added the double header paddle holder. So this is a really easy thing to do. And this boat's here on display at the store all the time, so you can come by and take a look at it and get ideas for your builds. I'm going to move the camera around real quick and show you a couple of different things as well. But one thing I do want to point out is this boat has the new top-loading aluminum tracks in there, and it makes such a big difference to mounting accessories. Super quick, easy to get out of. I don't do much in the way of electronics. That's not to say I won't do it later, but right now I'm not. But the fact that I can add any accessory I want to without having to slide all the way, from here and there. So let's say I wanted to put my cup holder and I wanted to put it down here instead for some reason. Instead of having to take all this equipment off, take my seat off and slide it back and forth, I can just put it anywhere I want to. That's been really nice, super convenient. Right up here we've got the pivot drive, and one of the things that I really love about the pivot drive is a lot of times if I'm sight fishing for redfish, because I do love to fly fish so much, I'm going to pedal to get to where I want to go, and this is a super smooth rotation. There's no hesitation in what you're doing. I go forward, reverse. It's definitely the most maneuverable propeller pedal system out there, hands down by far. But once I get to where I'm going to go, I want to get this out of the way because my fly line is going to get caught all over this. I'm going to pull that pin out that you just saw me pull, take this, and I have my drive system out of the way. So now I can stand up, fly fish, strip my line down, and I'm not worried about it. I've never hooked any line up here. It's not to say that the next time I go I won't, but so far so good. And when I'm waiting, I just take this guy and it sits right there. Boom. Easy, easy, easy. You notice I've taken a couple paint marker and I've gone, put it right here so that when I'm bringing my drive down, I know exactly where it needs to be so that my pin slips in really nice. This is the second crate area in the NuCanoe. So you can add what you want to up here. So let's say I want to do electronics on here, which I've definitely been considering doing. I'm going to be adding a dashboard Excel if I do that. And I'll put my cell block down in here to keep my battery. So this keeps a nice contained area. So I'd have my electronics, dashboard, switchblade, bam, easy take on off the boat. We talked a little bit about just a second ago about car topping the boat. So when I'm getting ready to put the boat on top of the car, here's what I do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my fly bag and put it in the vehicle. So imagine this is my vehicle. Let's put it away. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bow light, my all-around light, take it, and one of the things I think that's so neat about the NuCanoe light that they have is that the whole thing breaks down and it fits inside the flag itself. So I've got it. Take it, collapse it, it's kind of like a tent. Got it. And then the bag has a small flag itself with a small little pouch. Open that puppy up. And in we go. So that's nice and self-contained. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come around here and I am going to get a hold to my paddle and my cup holder. So I'm just going to come right here, I'm going to fold this down, and the neat thing about the Fusion seat is I've got a nice snap that goes right here. I'm going to take that cup holder on this track system, it's just a 12-inch track. I'm going to take my cup holder, put it up here. I'm going to take my paddle, and this is the NuCanoe paddle. I really like this one. This is the aluminum one, and it goes from 250 all the way out to 270 centimeters. So if I'm standing up, this is really nice. It's much easier to do that paddle board action with it. So that's a super nice feature about this paddle. Then I'm going to take it, and what I like to do is I'm going to take this guy and I put it in half and I slide it underneath my pivot drive, okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side over here. Done. Now I'm going to take my double header, and the Yakutech double header, you can look this up online. I really love it. I love it for a number of reasons. One of the reasons I love it is because it flex and it doesn't put stress on my hull, and it's really easy to get my paddle in and out. And when I'm done with it at the end of the day, just take it, slide it off, goes in my storage compartment. I love that. Now coming to the back, I'm going to grab my net. I'm going to take this guy. Put him right in there, and that's going to keep everything in order when I'm traveling. So this is going to car top. I car top mine so the hull is down and that goes up. Let me show you the pivot drive real quick, because this is something that I feel like is one of the best parts about the pivot drive as far as the ability to take it somewhere. Alright, so let's take the pivot drive off. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this clip, and this is what lets it go up and down. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to attach it right here to that little clip where your handle comes up to. Then I'm going to come to the bow and I'm going to pull that up, pull it up against the cleat so that now I know it's not going anywhere. Doesn't really make a difference. Peace of mind, I guess. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my pin right here. Let that hang loose, and then I'm going to hit the release. Hit the release, you just come right here. If you want to get a really good in-depth look at the pivot drive, everything it does, you can check out, I'll put a link in the description, is the video I've already done on the pivot drive itself. So I went into a lot of detail. Now I'm going to take my drive, fold over, and she is going to go she's gonna sit nice and easy. The last thing I'm gonna do, this is again, mostly for my own peace of mind, is once I get done setting that down in there, I take a bungee cord, and I go from here to here, over the top. And it's just a rubber bungee cord. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so I adjusted the camera so it's a little bit easier to see. So I've got my cable for my pivot drive coming around right here. And then I've got my pivot drive right through here. I'm just going to bring it up, set it down. Alright, and then I'm going to take this. This is a cool little bungee strap. You can get them from any Harbor Freight, Lowe's, or whatever. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come underneath here, underneath my track system. I'm going to hook this end up right here, or on any point on there. Then come around. I'm going to go underneath here, underneath the other side of the track. It's going to correspond with where the cup holders are for where my boat is, but it doesn't really matter. Now I've got my bungee. I'm going to bring this guy right on up. And I'm going to bring it nice and tight. Just get a little bit more pressure right there. I'm going to take the other end of this. Put it on, slide it through the eye. And then I'm going to find a point on here. Boom. We are not going anywhere. This guy's super solid. Not going anywhere at all. I have traveled with it without being secure, just laying down loose in the deck. It's never gone anywhere. But I know for a fact this now locks in my paddle, my pivot drive, and the whole 9 yards. And I love the thick rubberized cable they use because I know it's not going to mess up my fly reels. And this is now ready to travel. This is super simple and super easy. Slides right on top of my car, good to go. So as you guys can see, this is really well secured. It's not going anywhere. I do want to touch on one more thing real quick, is that's the anchor trolley. I've seen some things on the NuCanoe owners pages asking, hey, where do I put my anchor trolley at? For me, I set mine up here, and I wanted it to go just forward of my handle, so when I put one on the other side, I know exactly where it's at. I ran my parts of my lever lock through here. I stopped mine back here. It doesn't go all the way back. Could definitely go on further. I just want to make sure my anchor line stayed far away from my drive itself. Not a big deal. Also didn't go I didn't go center with this. I wanted this to be further back. This is where I'm sitting up. It's really easy to get to. It's something I can reach down, get hold to really easily. I can take it now from where I'm at in my boat, and I put it up. And a lot of times when I'm using it, I've got it right here. So I'm actually inside. So let's say that I've actually got my my cup holder and all that up here. I'm just going to be right up here with it, moving it back and forth. This the cup holder and the double header keep it down where it's not going to slip up. But now I can move it back and forth without any issue. Bam. And so that's what I really like. I like that where it's easy for me to get a hold to, easy for me to mess with. Now when I'm done with it, I'm just going to take it, slide it underneath. So if it's not perfect while I'm on the water, it's not the end of the world. I can fix it when I get home. And bam, that's locked in and we're good to go. What I want to talk to you guys about as far as the Pursuit goes is there's so much being said right now about the stability of the Unlimited, and the Unlimited is a stupid stable boat. It really is. But the Pursuit is an extremely stable boat as well. It's 13.5 feet long. It's 37 inches wide. She's a big boat. And I'm 230 pounds, and I regularly stand up and fly fish out of this boat. I set the hook on a fish with absolute vehemence. I want it to know I'm there. I turn sideways, I'll stand like this in the boat and fish out of it with no problems. I'm not worried about tipping it over. And you know, we always talk about the tandem capabilities of the Unlimited and the Frontier, and they handily are the best tandem kayaks out there. But you can tandem this boat as well. I've tandemed them with my kids, and there's different ways you can set it up. Like I'll put this seat, slide it on up, so that now once I take out the drive, obviously you can't use the drive. He can put his feet in the second crate space up here, and I'll put my seat back here on the top rails where you normally put the crate. So now I'm at a higher point than he is, and I can see over his head. Really love that. That's for my oldest. If I take my small kids, I put them in the crate area back there. And again, they've got plenty of room. They can play, have a good time. We use a little yoga mat. Fold it up, put it back there. It's nice and cushy for them. Have a great time. So this is a boat that you can definitely enjoy having kids in. So I recommend it, not just from the fly fishing side, not just from the sporting side, but it's really great to get your kids out there, get them in nature, get them doing. So this is a boat that can do a ton, and the 13.5 feet of it give you a lot of space to make it whatever you want it to be. So this cool little piece of kit right here is the fly reel dock, and it's really nice. I love it because it makes it so that when I'm transporting my fly rod, I know it's safe. And I'll show you some of the stuff about it that really helps with that. So you'll notice that it is a cutout in here, so this way no matter what style of reel you have, that drag knob is going to sit down here. Or if you turn it over the other way, let's say for some reason, let's say you're a right hand retrieve guy or gal, right hand retrieve angler, then your drag knob, then your reel knob, your reel handle is going to sit down in here. So you got a lot of great options on it. Plus I can also, with this, set my cordage anywhere I want to. I've got mine set right over here. It's really easy. It keeps my fly rod from coming out. If I want the additional safety of it, you see how now it's around the reel itself. So you can tighten it up more or less. And it just goes right into the track system right here, right in the top loading aluminum track. It's really easy. If you're a fly angler, I really recommend this piece of kit. I'm going to show you guys about the rod tubes real quick, because this is a big deal, man. When you're spending some serious coin on some fly rod, you want to protect it. And I love fly fishing out of my kayak. It gives me so many amazing places to go. But protecting that is a big deal. Okay guys, so I've got the chair folded down out of the way so you guys can have the clearest view. So I'm going to take it out of my fly reel dock. I'm going to pull this out. And bam, out we come. Fly rod is good. I'm never worried about messing up the tip of my fly rod in here. And I love that about it. And yes, you can actually get in here and use it from inside the boat when you're sitting down. So again, I'm going to take it, set it in. And again, because it's one solid tube, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about my eyes on my rod or anything. And it's secure in my fly reel dock. So when I'm going somewhere or if I'm going through heavy cover, I'm not worried about ruining my fly rod. So I know I've talked about it in previous videos about how much I love the dry storage in this boat. I love the compartment. It's very sturdy. My kids have definitely crawled all over this thing, stepped all over it. It's not hurt it at all. I love the fact that it's on a tension hinge, so no matter where I stop, it stops. It seals really well. But one thing that's really super cool, and I want to point this out, is that my rod tube goes all the way around. And it's one tube that they take and they just bend over. So this one I don't have to worry about water permeation. And it's an oversized rod tube, so you can put 2 rods in, or you can put a shotgun barrel in there. So for all you guys who are out there hunting, that's really, really nice. This gives nice, quick, easy access into the hull for wiring or whatever else you want to. Or, it's pretty limitless on what you can do with it. But I also like the fact that when I'm taking it, I'm going to set it down right here, seal it up. I generally just seal the other two, just the back two. I don't really worry about it too much. But we're going to show you those tubes real quick in action. We're going to take that 9-foot fly rod. It's a 9-foot fly rod, and I'm going to slide it in here. And then lock it down with that fly reel dock. You can see why I'm so pleased with the way the Pursuit is set up for a fly angler. So we get a lot of questions about the pivot drive, how it works. It runs a cable all the way through, and you can do a really in-depth video that I did on this. You guys can check it out. It's on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description. But what I want to show you guys is it's just such a smooth transition. It doesn't matter if I'm going left, right, or whatever. This is such a nice, easy transition. It's really easy to handle. It's easy to do. If I run up on a log or I hit shallow water, it's going to kick up. Piece of cake, no big deal. It's a really rugged system. This is my second NuCanoe Pursuit that I've had, but this is the same drive. 2 years, 2 boats, same drive, 0 issues. So definitely worth a look. I think the pivot drive is something that's really cool. It definitely helps you carry extra cargo with you. You can cover really large distances with it, which is what I really love. And it keeps up really good speed. And of all the boats, without doubt, the Pursuit is the most responsive and fastest boat with the pivot drive in the NuCanoe lineup. So when I'm sight fishing for redfish, or if I'm fishing the beaches for Spanish, bluefish, pompano, whatever, this boat lets me cover most water possible. And that really is one of the things that separates the Pursuit from it. Every NuCanoe kayak they make has ups and downs, has things that will fit some people better than others. And like Kyle was talking about, he had the Pursuit last year, went to the Unlimited this year because he wanted the more stability. He's only going to use, and he wanted to be able to put new electronics on there, and that fit his needs better. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you get the chance to try out these boats, check out each one of them, see which one fits you the best, so you can have the best possible time on the water with what your needs are. So guys, I hope this helps. I hope this breakdown of the 2022 Pursuit is helpful to you. Why I chose it, how I set it up, hopefully gives you good ideas. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of the 2022 NuCanoe Pursuit. You can see some of the changes I made on it. Talk about the pivot drive for a little bit, and see if it's the right boat for you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, or if you want to, you can call the store. But either way, we'll see you on the water.